Hi, I'm Peter McKinney. Out in my backyard doing some grilling. You can see I've got my Weber grill over here. I've also got my Old Country barbecue pits smoker. It's a cabinet smoker. You can see that. I've also got my PK grill. So you can see I've got that going. I got some nice hot coals going in there. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna walk you through my equipment in a little bit, but I also just want to show you, I'm gonna make outside on the grill, I'm gonna make some Huevos Rancheros. So Huevos Rancheros is a great breakfast dish. It's a hearty one. It can be used as a vegan dish most of the time, but I like to add a little bit of bacon into my beans just to add some of the smokiness, some of those flavors. So you can see I got a couple cast iron skillets going on my grill. This is one of the ways I love to do this, just outside. You can hear that sizzle from the chopped up bacon. I'm gonna add, I've got some black beans here I like to use for my refried beans. So Huevos Rancheros is typically a dish used out on the ranch. Some beans, some of the fresh produce from the ranch. So we had a warmed up salsa, and then some eggs and some tortillas with a little bit of Mexican cheese, a cotija or a queso fresco. Today I'm gonna use queso fresco, but I'm gonna let this bacon render down a little bit. Get some of the smokiness going from that. Once that's done, I'm gonna take some onions and peppers that I already have chopped up here. I'm gonna put those in the pan and let those cook. It's a hot pan. You can see I've got a second pan over here. That's where we're gonna cook our eggs. We're even gonna do our eggs outside today. We got a little bit of rendering from that bacon. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the smokiness in there. We're gonna take and put some of this onion and pepper in there. Cook that for a couple of minutes till it becomes translucent. This is where I'm gonna start seasoning. I've got a salt and pepper mixture here. I'm gonna use that to season up as I go, start adding my first layer of flavor. I've also got my barbecue rub. So this has got some paprika, some sugar, some salt, some pepper, some cumin, some garlic powder, some onion powder. Those are typically and I put a little bit of turmeric for that extra color in there. So you can see we get this nice bright red color. That's gonna look great and taste great in the beans. I've also got a Mexican seasoning, a sazon, that I use here, and that is going to go on the eggs. So that'll give us a really nice hue. That'll go in the salsa and on the eggs. We're gonna let those vegetables cook down for just a minute, and then we'll come back and check on them. You can see our vegetables have a nice sweat going on, so we're gonna take some black beans that have been drained and put them in this pan. And then here's what we're gonna season. We're gonna add a little bit of this barbecue seasoning. And a pinch of salt and pepper. Boom. We're gonna let that cook for a couple of minutes. So I love cast iron on the grill because the cast iron really gives it, enhances the depth of flavor. And I love that it can hold up to the heat. I love doing it outside on the grill. It's just, if I can be outside cooking, it's one of my favorite things to do. You can see that I've got some fresh eggs here that we're gonna crack later. We've got some tortillas. I'm also gonna take right now, I'm gonna roast up a salsa here that we're gonna use in here. So I'm gonna take some garlic in here. I'm gonna put that on the grill. We're gonna roast that up. I got some tomatoes, a poblano, and some onion that we're gonna roast up. So I like that roasting in the cast iron skillet. It's gonna flavor that skillet a little bit. And we're gonna take that, we're gonna chop that up and use that warm salsa on top of our Huevos Rancheros. So I'm gonna let the beans cook in for a few minutes and do their thing. We'll come back and check on this in a little bit. All right, hey, I'm back. I wanna show you what's going on. So right now I got the old country barbecue pit, firing that up because we're gonna put some stuff on there. You can see the smoke. A lot of times when you're starting, that smoke is a different color. It's gonna clear up, and that'll kind of start telling me when the coals are ready, because the smoke will start to clear up, and then I know I have good, clean smoke, which means I'm gonna have good, clean flavor. You can see on the grill, listen to that, we got the sear from those onions. The tomatoes are starting to pop and burst. You can see the great color starting on those beans, and that really is what I love, because that the liquid's going to start to really flavor those beans, and then you can see the flavor. You can smell the flavor. You can see the smoke from those charred vegetables, and that's going to make a nice warm salsa. It's going to be really great on this Huevos Rancheros. All right, so we can see, you can probably hear the tomatoes are starting to blister and pop open. You can see as they start to do that, you can see how the skin starts to peel away. That's how you know they're starting to get there. You can see the blistering and some of the sear on the poblano and the onion. And you can see, what I like to do is I'll take a whisk and I'll start releasing and mushing up some of these black beans. And you can see that the liquid has started to reduce. You can see a creaminess starting to really develop. I love, like, my black beans or my refried beans, I want them nice and creamy. So as we do this, you know, and we really coax out all that flavor, this will help make sure that they're creamy, just the right amount of liquid. And we'll let it cook off, so that as it cooks off, it starts to concentrate the flavor in those beans. And I think they're gonna be really great with this Huevos Rancheros. All right, so you can see I took those tomatoes, the onions, the peppers, I put them in a blender. I'm gonna chop them up a little bit, keep them warm, and then that's gonna be the warm salsa for our Huevos Rancheros. So we're gonna take the beans, we're gonna cook our eggs in just a minute, and we'll finish this up. All right, so you can see our beans over here. I like to leave them just a little chunky, and sometimes I'll use my wooden spoon on the beans. You can see they have a little bit of texture to them, and I think that's going to add to the heartiness of this dish. Now I'm going to cook these eggs. Let me put you up here so you can see how we're going to crack the eggs right on the grill. We got one egg. Two eggs. We're gonna take a nice tortilla. We're gonna put a little oil on this tortilla. So what I like to do is I'll take the tortillas, rub them together, get a little bit of oil on them, and that'll help really add some sear to them. We're gonna get some color on them. We're gonna put them in this bowl. We're gonna place the tortillas down first. Then we're gonna put some of our wonderful black bean, refried beans. Then we're gonna take some of our wonderful warm salsa, put that on top, and it's gonna be beautiful. It's a little windy out here. There's kids out here. I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can while showing you everything that has to get done. But you know, this is life. It's my backyard. What are you gonna do? You can see how those eggs are sliding nicely. Nice non-stick. So I'm gonna flip the eggs real quick. Boom. I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper on the eggs. We're gonna take our tortilla. We're gonna flip it over. Let's see some nice grill marks starting there. You'll see the tortillas start to puff up a little bit as they get some of that heat on them. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take our tortilla. Put the warm tortilla down on the plate. We're gonna spread some refried beans on it. And we're gonna top it with the egg, some warm salsa. We're gonna go inside, put a little pico de gallo on it. I'll take you in for that. A little pico de gallo, some fresh pico, a little bit of cotija or queso fresco, and a squeeze of lime. All right, here we go. Let's start plating this guy. Ready? Boom. Boom. We're gonna take this. We're gonna spread that on there. Right, so we got those nice refried beans. We spread, get a nice good color on them. Then we're gonna take our egg, set it right on top of there, bang. Right on top of there. Beautiful. Then we're gonna take this fresh salsa. This is the salsa that we warmed up. We're gonna take that, go here. And you can see the nice big chunks of meat on the salsa. We're gonna go inside and finish this so we make this plate look nice and pretty for you. So the ranchers would spend all day working on the farm and then come in and they want a nice hearty meal. So this Huevos Rancheros, because they would do a lot of work in the morning, so this would be a nice hearty breakfast for them from the field. So we take a couple of tomatoes. We're gonna get a couple of nice slices of tomato here for a really fresh pico de gallo. So we got this really lovely Jersey tomatoes that we get here in Pennsylvania. We're gonna chop that up, boom. We're gonna put them in a bowl. We're gonna take a nice, some nice crisp onion. And we're gonna chop this onion up. Nice small slices. I like to use a sweet onion. Sometimes I'll use a red onion, but red onion can kind of be overpowering. And for this, we just want really fresh. We're just trying to brighten up this dish. So we got that tomato. We got our onion here. Boom, we're gonna put that in there. Nice amount of onion. We're gonna take a jalapeno. For this guy, because I want a little of the heat, I'm okay with the seeds. I'm okay with everything. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So take this jalapeno. I only need about half a jalapeno for this amount. So I'm gonna take this guy, cut it in half. I'm gonna cut some nice thin slices of the jalapeno here. And then I'm gonna chop it up nice and thin. So I get some good heat from this jalapeno. But I also don't want anybody to get really big bites of jalapeno. So I want these slices to be nice and thin. You can see Mommy just came home. Hi, Mommy. Say hi to the folks at Barbecue Showdown.
Hello.
I mean, so this is what we do, you know. Babe, how often do you think I'm on the smoker, on the grill, barbecuing, cooking?
A lot.
A lot.
And I'm now imagining how much cleaning up I'm going to have to do.
She always says the cleanup, whatever. I also want to put for a little brightness, we're going to put some, a squeeze of lime in here, boom. Right, the lime's going to give us some of that acidity, and then a little bit of fresh cilantro. Babe, you see the queso fresco?
The one I'm trying to open?
Yes, she's trying to open. So you can't leave cheese laying around in this house, or it will just get eaten up. So here's our fresh pico de gallo, right? So we got our nice plate here, our Huevos Rancheros. We're going to take a little fresh pico, and we're going to kind of drizzle it around there because we want to brighten up some of this. And then we're gonna take a little avocado. So you take an avocado, just slice it in half. I just take the knife, run it through there, boom, and twist it around. And you get this thing off. I like to take, and I'll just peel the back off just like this. You see people do it lots of different ways, but I just want a couple nice little slices. So I'm gonna lay that out on the plate, and I'm gonna take a little queso fresco.
Yum. I just tested it for freshness.
How is it?
Yum.
So we got some queso fresco, a little bit of cilantro, and you can see here is our final dish, our Huevos Rancheros. What a hearty breakfast. Thanks for watching. I hope you can see the passion. I hope you can see the talent and the skill and how much I love to do this. And hopefully you see it reflected on the plate in this beautiful Huevos Rancheros.